Welcome back to another Chrono recap. So jumping back into it, we're joining our heroes in the Dead Sea, and we're exploring what appears to be an old shopping center from the future. And we're seeing these ghosts, like these ghosts of children, my favorite kind of ghosts. And they sure look like Marl, Chrono, and Luca from the original Chrono Trigger. Surely it's just a coincidence. So we follow these ghosts, and eventually we travel through a dimensional rift and run into this guy. His name's Miguel, and he's an old friend of our father. And he shows us a little flashback. I guess Serge does have a father after all. Who would have guessed? And his name was Wazuki. That's a fun name. And Miguel has been trapped in this rift for the last 14 years. And he asks us if we want to stay with him and ignore the problems in the world because it's peaceful here, which we decide against. Like, it'd be a short adventure if we ended it here. And apparently the only way to close the dimensional rift is to defeat Miguel. It really didn't make sense to me, but alright. And he puts up one heck of a fight. And for a guy dressed like this, yeah, that didn't make sense to me. And just before the dimension implodes on itself, right after Miguel's defeat, he reveals that he's Lena's father. Remember Lena? There she is. And right before the Dead Sea basically explodes, we're whisked away by a sky dragon, just in time. It drops us off over at Marble. We decide it's time to go back to the other dimension where Lynx originally stole Serge's body. All this dimension swapping which really sure confuses me, but what can you do? So back to the other timeline, the world seems to be sieged by Lynx's minions. And once again, when we enter Termina, who's there? It's the poor Ernie. They're there again. It seems like the two dimensions are getting more and more alike. So we enter the bar, and the bartender, when she sees us, she brings us back to the back room. And this is where Karsh and Zoa, the two members of the Achaea Dragoons, they're holding up there. Karsh and Zoa, they both reveal that they had saved General Viper from death. Lynx hadn't killed him after all, and that he's recovering at Hermit Island. And they kind of admit that what they did earlier in the game was pretty bad, and that now they're trying to help us. But first, we must rescue Lady Riddel from Viper Manor. So we choose Zoa to join us, and off to the manor we go. And the guards, seeing that it's Sir Lynx, they let us right in. This Lynx disguise is working pretty good for us, actually. Thanks to this dimension's Norris, who had been spying on the Dragoons the entire time, it's revealed that Lady Riddel is down in the jails. And the only way for us to get there is to travel through the sewers. And there's a big old nasty cockroach boss down there as well. And we squish it. After defeating the cockroach boss, we enter the jail cell that they're using to torture Lady Riddel. And who's the torturer? Well, it's Orca, the cook, who has been mind controlled by a bell or something. But anyways, he's an evil cook now, and he fights us. After we defeat him, he reverts back to being a happy chef, and he joins our party. Good eating all around. Lady Riddel escapes the manor and travels back to Hermit's Isle to take care of General Viper. Although we're not able to leave just yet. We're attacked by the poor forces and a cyborg named Grobek, which is a cyborg backwards. And after we defeat him, we're faced up against this giant sieging robot who, even after defeat, chases us around the manor. Roll across a bridge, we go up a ladder, climbs a chandelier to reach us, and then Grobek appears just in the nick of time, and he jumps up on top of the chandelier and he cuts the cables and drops the mighty robot to its defeat. And finally, that's when we escape the manor. Grobek meets back up with us and he wants to join up with us. So I guess the next stop is Hermit's Hideaway. Let's go meet up with Riddel and General Viper. The next stream is tomorrow. That's July 10th. Yep, that sounds right. We'll see you there over at twitch.tv/PutinUpWithJames. Thank you for watching.